Well, down here at Arangi, practice court number 2 gives us an opportunity to have a look at the former world number 1, the pride of Denmark, Caroline Wozniacki. She's just over there. I'm sure my cameraman Jeff will skillfully get her in focus. She's been knocking up under the watchful eye of members of the public who've been making their way in here for what should be a scintillating day 6 at Wimbledon. Interesting record that Wozniacki has here. Of course, she won the girls' title here back in 2006. And even though she's a double Grand Slam finalist, both of those coming at the US Open, she's never been beyond the 4th round here at Wimbledon. And it's the only slam where she hasn't made the quarters or the semis. 4 times in the 4th round, including last year. And it hasn't been a brilliant campaign so far this year as far as the slams are concerned. Second round of the Aussie, second round of the French, but she hasn't dropped a set yet. And she's just such a consistent performer. 6 years she's finished in the world's top 10. She is one of the most regulars when it comes to the higher echelons of the women's game. And we were talking to some of the Danish journalists who say that Wozniacki's in a good place mentally. She's happy with herself. She's happy with her tennis. Last year, of course, she was hitting the headlines with her relationship with Rory McIlroy, but that's all ancient history now, and people have allowed her to forget about that. And she's back to doing what she loves, which is playing tennis and hoping to advance into the 4th round once again here. 23 career titles for the former world number 1, and you can see there just by her interaction with some of the other coaches on practice court number 1. She just seems quite relaxed and at ease with herself. Up against Camila Giorgi, who, interestingly enough, the Italian leads their head-to-heads 2-1, and in fact 2 of those matches went over 2.5 hours. So we might expect a monumental tussle between the Dane and the Italian. Giorgi's also made the 4th round here. That was back in 2012, and she's a former 4th rounder at the US Open. The Italian seeded here for the first time, just creeps into the top 32. So Wozniacki will know that she cannot take that match for granted. But a fascinating encounter to come between the number 5 seed and the Italian, who has had the better of the former world number 1 on 2 out of their 3 meetings. But the headline here, I think, is Wozniacki desperate to go beyond the 4th round. But first, she's got to take on this very talented Italian. But I think Wozniacki is just looking a bit more comfortable in herself and around the court than she was 12 months ago. It'll be fascinating to see how she goes here today.